previously on Church Stories Podcast.
We got Matt Malanga on the phone.
Got him! Hello, Matt.
You called me at an absolutely insane time.
What happened?
It's 11:24. My infant's in bed, and I'm in the bathroom having an emergency.
You're having an emergency right now?
I mean, a bathroom emergency. It's all good.
Oh.
Wait, so you're talking to us mid-emergency?
Mid-emergency. It's all good though.
So this is so we just read a Matt Malanga drop, and we're talking to you doing a Matt Malanga drop.
Matt, dog, you could have left that out, and we would have never known.
It's all good. I'm a pretty transparent person. It's all good.
Hey, I respect that. I respect that. Full transparency with Matt Malanga. As you can tell by all the stories. Dude, you have some of the best stories that have been sent in.
Yeah.
For sure.
I appreciate that. It doesn't feel like the best story in the moment, but afterwards it's fun to look back at.
Yeah. That's really... Hey,
So-
man, well, we're really glad. What were you going to say?
I'll say I need to clarify something too. Two things regarding my brother's Toyota story.
Yes.
So, how did he know how to put it in drive? My little brother was obsessed with cars at that age, which is really funny that happened. And secondly, you said, what was his response? He was just in so much shock and just like in mid crying every time that like my mom and dad bring it up, he would just start to sob. They never got a story out of him from it, which was awesome for me because, I was just sitting on the sidelines like, if you tell, I swear to God.
Wow. So, Was your little brother the type of kid was he punished at all, or was
all the time
the wrong that he did that weighed heavy on his conscience punishment enough?
So funny thing too. Even if he had told them what happened, they would have called him a liar. My brother was notorious for lying, like even from super young age, to the point where one day my mom was just so fed up with it. We were at the church. She like brought him to the pastor's office and she's like, "You tell Pastor John what you did." And he just looked at him and started to cry. And he's like, "I can't help it. I'm out of control."
I'm out of control.
He was like 4 or 5 years old, and he was just like, "I can't stop lying."
That's, man.
Has he since become better at not lying?
He's a lawyer now. And he works for your neighbor.
Bob's lawyer.
No, he lives with us now, which is funny enough.
That's
Wait,
awesome.
so he's like downstairs or something?
Upstairs. My house is weird. It's a duplex, but it's not a duplex. It's
Is he
a whole
awake? Can you go get him?
Yeah, I can go get him.
Do
Hold
you
on.
actually?
Yeah, hold on one second.
I like the idea that when he was 4 years old, he had the knowledge to go, "I'm out of control."
Yeah.
Where
did that come from?
To grasp the concept of control, but then to also be like, "Oh, I'm out of this.
Yeah, I don't have.
I
this.
don't have this control thing. I don't have this."
Hold on. I'm going to go tell my wife I'm on the phone with you guys, and she's going to be more excited than I was.
Wait a second. Did we just cure your bathroom emergency?
Oh, it's a quick drop.
It's
Hold on 1 second. The baby's sleeping.
quick drop.
He said the baby's sleeping.
Man, there's a lot going on with the Malanga house.
The baby's asleep. His wife is excited, and his brother's a liar who's out of control upstairs.
But not really upstairs. It's a
a
weird
duplex.
duplex. This is a weird duplex.
Yeah.
What was that? Hold on 1 second. Hi, Shama and PD.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, how are
Miss
you?
Malanga?
I'm so good. We're such huge fans.
Oh.
I'm sitting next to a sleeping baby, so I'm going to give it back to Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Y'all just going to meet the whole family. Hold on. I'll go
guess
put my
so.
brother on right now.
We're on a Malanga
I'm
tour.
genuinely excited.
The Malanga phone tour. Hey, you got a grandparent close by?
At my parents' house, does that count?
Yeah.
This is like peak Church Stories podcast right now.
Do they all share?
Listen, I have a bone to pick with you, too.
Oh, no.
Here's why.
Me and Chase or me and Sean? Oh, I assume it's me.
A little bit of everyone, but it's all good.
Okay.
So you texted me last time, and you said, "Hey, call us if you can, yada, yada, yada." I was literally elbow deep in poop at that moment. And it was a whole like 6-7 minutes, and I call back, and then I get nothing. And then PD texts me and says, "Oh, sorry, man, we're off the air." Man, I listened to that episode. There was a lot more in 7 minutes.
Oh no! Wow, did I just get exposed?
Wait,
They want to ask you about the Toyota Super story.
you
You were like 4.
man, how crazy is this? This is like this should be behind a paywall.
Yeah, for real.
You can check out our Patreon.
Free podcast.
So I got my brother here. Do you have
Wait.
any questions about the Super story?
Yes. What's his name? What's your brother's name?
Dan. I'm Dan. What's up?
Dan.
First
how
of
you
all,
doing?
Dan, you're a legend on this show.
Thank you so much.
You know,
I appreciate that.
we played driving games. You lived it.
Yeah. 100%. It was like a 92 Super or something like that. I don't even know. 88.
Yeah. So tell us, walk us through that. Just what transpired that day. Give us just the footnotes according to you. We heard the Matt Malanga side, but you know he's a little biased because he kind of headed up the lie.
Honestly, bro, I was 4 years old, so I don't even have any recollection of this.
Wow.
He blocked out the trauma. I blocked it out.
Are you lying
It was
right
pretty
now?
good.
Because I've heard you had a problem with
We
this.
heard at one point you were, and I quote, out of control.
Yeah. I had a lying problem.
Really?
Yeah, it is what it is. It is. We're
Wait,
good.
so
We're over it now.
Do you still?
No, we're over it now.
Okay.
Hey, it sounds like something with a liar.
Oh, and who is we?
I talk in the third person. It's okay. It's because I'm a legend.
Okay. Yeah, you've earned it.
What does he do for a living?
What do you do for a living, Dan?
I work at T-Mobile.
Interesting.
Like a
Yes,
lion.
sir. The
Like a liar.
assistant to the regional manager.
You're what?
I said I'm the assistant to the regional manager.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
So you're not the regional manager.
No, I'm
Do
the
y'all
assistant
understand
to
his
the
joke?
regional manager.
No.
That's an Office reference.
So you're not fun.
Oh, I see.
I'm glad someone caught on.
Wait a second. So does he work at T-Mobile or not?
He does, but I think he just made up the
Assistant
job
to the
title
original. Oh.
because that's what Dwight was to Michael.
Hey, so tell M. Night Shyamalan I see TikToks all the time.
Wait, say that again.
I said, M. Night Shyamalan, I see your TikToks all the time.
Thanks, man. Shouts out to the algorithm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I always support it.
Hey, M. Night Shyamalan. What was that?
So you guys have like 5 minutes for a story I've saved for this moment?
Yes.
Is this
Yeah.
Matt? Yeah. Yes.
All right. So I told you guys about where I work, kinda. It's a treatment facility for kids going through trauma and all that awful stuff. So my main job there is running a program, doing like character building, social skills, coping skills, that kind of stuff. But when stuff is crazy, I get thrown wherever they need me. So this happened on Good Friday, about 2 years ago. I had to go pick up a kid from DH, so like kiddie prison, basically. And I went to pick this kid up, and in the little kiddie prison, they have like a little, like a judge and like a little courtroom in there, so they do whatever hearing they need quickly.
What?
So the lady was like, yeah, it's the
Wait,
whole
is
thing.
the judge a child?
Shouldn't it be like, what is it? What is it? Your peers? No, that's a jury, right?
Yeah.
No, the judge is a very stingy old lady. Anywho, so I go to pick this kid up, and I get in there to the courtroom, and I sit down, and the judge is like going over the charges with the kid, and like, all right, well, we're going to send you back to CCHO, which is where I work, Christian Children's Home. And the girl is like, no, you ain't. I ain't going nowhere. And so she proceeds to get up and run towards the judge. So the staff there, like the bailiff or whatever, grab her and they just put her down to a hold, and it's a whole thing. They drag her out of the courtroom and they get her to calm down. She gets like dressed back into her normal stuff, and she has to sign this little piece of paper saying, hey, I got all my stuff back. So when she does, she then grabs the pen cap and just swallows it. For no reason other than to be like, haha, you can't stop me from doing what I want.
What?
And we all kind of look at her like, why? And she turns and she pulls the fire alarm.
Oh.
So I don't know how much. Go
What?
ahead.
This is
What
so
kind of
unpredictable.
sitcom? Gulp.
She's just like, I'm quirky.
This was one of the worst days of work I ever had. So she pulled the fire alarm, and if you're at kiddie prison and you pull the fire alarm, all the cell doors open up because they think there's a fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the staff there are freaking out, running around trying to close every door, get the kids back in. She takes off out the door and sprints around the building. And so I'm like, oh crap. So I got to follow her. So I run out after her. And like sometimes at work, like I have to put like my hands on the kids, like in the sense of like putting them in a hold or for their safety. Like I'm never going to try to do it just cause, but if you're being unsafe and I need to keep you safe, that's what I have to do. So she found this like wiring. I don't know where it was from, why it was there, but it was like this wiring come outside the building and she just starts tugging on it. And I'm like, that can't be safe. So I put her in a hold, and then the staff from the place come out and they're like, oh, we got her. And they grab her and they throw her down and it's a whole thing. And I'm like, oh God. So because she pulled a fire alarm and that's a federal offense, they call the cops because they don't have cops at the kiddie prison, which doesn't make sense to me, but hey, whatever. Cops come and we sit there with her for 3.5 hours while they try to find a hospital to send this girl for a psych evaluation. So they end up sending her to a hospital that's about an hour and a half away. So I have to follow in another car after the ambulance grabs her. We're sitting in the hospital and this girl just starts doing anything and everything she can. Like they brought her some crayons, like, here, you can color. She's like, cool. And she ate 3 of the crayons, like right in front of us.
You let her
Again,
get 3?
How old was she?
She needs to stop doing
How old was she?
13 years old.
She's a criminal mastermind.
Dude.
She needs to figure out ways that aren't gonna, like, the crazy things to do that aren't gonna hurt herself. Like, don't eat crayons. Don't eat a pin.
Fire alarm, good choice though.
Yes,
that was solid.
but
alarm,
hey,
you
if
know.
the pin cap was to distract from the fire alarm, then that's smart.
Solid,
Yeah. That's a what is it? Diversion.
Yeah, like throwing the ball.
They're like,
and
oh no, she's
closing the door.
Oh no, all the doors are open.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a thing. And then so I was supposed to work from 12 to 8 that day. I came in at 10 to do that, and then I didn't end up getting off work till about 2 in the morning.
Really?
Did she know what was going to happen when she pulled the alarm?
No, probably not. It was probably straight impulse, like, ooh, that could do that. That would make them mad. Bang.
I bet she was like elated when she found out
She
what
was
happened.
thrilled.
She had an army.
Yeah, she started a kid prison riot. Like this is an incredible story.
Yeah, you should have emailed this ages ago.
But now we
Yeah,
never get to
again.
hear it in person.
Yeah, after meeting the
Waiting.
Malangas.
Yeah, you met the whole clan.
So is there anything else to that story? Can you get that
That's
girl on
about
the
it.
phone?
There's no,
lives there.
absolutely not. There's more to the story that's not appropriate for for Church Stories podcast, unfortunately.
All right, we'll call you when this is over.
It was
Man.
a crazy night at work.
Yeah, but for real, text PD what happened that you can't say.
Yeah.
So then I
I'm
can
very
screenshot it and
interested.
send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Listen, I will gladly do that, but I can't weave that text chain.
Yes, of course. Hey, listen. Hey, Matt, this episode's about to wind down. Do you have a praise report you'd like to share?
Oh Lord, praise report. Yeah. My son is awesome.
Well, that's good.
That's a
I have
wholesome
tomorrow
praise
off,
report.
and I get to spend all day with my kid, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah. That was my praise report on the last episode.
Were you a little offended about Steven beating you?
No, I was actually more honored than anything that he would even bring me up.
a little listener rivalry was going on?
You guys better not start your own podcast.
Man.
Matt Malanga and Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Listen, we got to get you guys to sign some type of paper. I don't know what it's going to say, but it's going to prohibit.
A no compete.
How crazy that this podcast in South Carolina has been. There's a phone call rivalry from somebody in Ohio and somebody in California.
Let's get one of the Australian people involved.
Yeah. If we called them, what is it, like 20? What is the hour difference?
It's like a lot.
They're like in the future, right?
Let's wake up at 3 a.m. and call.
We'd call them and be like, hey, how's May 3rd? Tell us, how is sunset on May 3rd?
Listen, if we start a podcast, we'll just call it something like Non-Denom Tales or something like that.
I didn't know about that.
Not 1:47 p.m.
Okay, interesting. So we could get an Aussie on the phone.
Yeah, we could.
Easy.
An Aussie. If we got an Aussie Church Stories listener, they'd see Greenville, South Carolina, and be like, crikey, 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 robocall.
Crikey, crikey, scam.
Boy, it's got my PD and Chase.
Oh, Matt, hey, this has been a pleasure, man. This has been... I'm glad we waited. We waited this long because this phone call was perfect.
Yeah, this was... I mean, none of the other phone calls could have topped this.
No, we didn't have a plan. You weren't on the toilet. Listen,
who knows if your brother would have been available.
Listen, everything worked out. That's what we call divine intervention.
Yes.
Amen.
God has a plan, man.
I like that
I
God's
had to wait till I was on the toilet.
God's in heaven. God's in heaven looking at a bunch of monitors orchestrating producing church stories. Hey, God's our executive producer.
I was about to say the divine producer.
Yeah. Ooh.
I like that.
I actually wrote I'm gonna say it on the show. Nobody steal it. I wrote this thing. It's called the filmmaker's prayer, and it's the Lord is my executive producer. I shall not want.
He shoots me in green pastures.
He shoots me in slow motion in green pastures. He leads me besides diffused lighting. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I wrote it somewhere. He prepareth a table of crafty before me. That's what I have.
Well, Matt, I feel
My
like
LaCroix runneth over. Yeah.
Matt has had such a good character arc on the show.
It really
Started
really
off
has.
as a racist.
Hey, there was a second. Matt, there was a second there where we were like,
Jeebus?
hold on.
What? Is Jeebus racist?
And there was a second I thought I wasn't allowed to listen anymore.
Hey, we later.
I got more stories, but now I can't write in. They don't like me.
Hey, we Googled it and we found out in that episode that Jeebus is not, in fact, racist.
Yeah.
But the fact
It's
that
funny too, because
yeah, what were you saying?
because it's funny too because like my church was like we had white people and then we had black people and then we had like gypsies is what we called them. And I asked my parents all the time like what ethnicity were they, and they were like they were gypsies. I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, they just
Italian.
floated around. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
For real? This is for real?
I don't know.
No,
For real, it was like these families. It was like one family, and then their family came in, and then their extended family came in. And it was like half the church was this one family.
Oh.
And then they all just would like mass exodus out of the church for like a year, and then they'd all come back. My mom's like, yeah, they just float around. They're gypsies. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Northern
I'm-
Indian people.
nomadic people and entered. Okay, I've heard this term here too, but
Yeah.
maybe there are some people who are like, man, I'm tired of this mixed church in Ohio. I'm leaving.
I don't know why I thought they were Italian. I would see ads on TLC for that show, like something Gypsy Wedding.
No, I also
don't know.
laughed really hard when Shama tried to read my name and said, it sounds South African.
Yeah, Malanga. Wait, how do you say?
I think it's Italian.
How do you pronounce it?
So okay, I grew up being Malanga, but technically it's Melania,
Melania. Wow.
like lasagna.
Hey,
wait.
So you go by Malanga, so you don't have to say Melania like
Wait,
lasagna.
so you and Trump's wife have the same name?
Small
So,
world.
you know, I go everywhere else in the world. I go by Malanga, but you guys can keep calling me Malanga.
You go by Malanga everywhere else.
Yes.
Where's
and
the
then go ahead.
Where's the name from?
Italy.
Italy.
Sounds-
It's Italia.
I don't know. It sounds
this is all right.
gypsy to me.
That's a little. Did you just pack your bags? It's all right. I can do an Italian accent. I went to Italy with my wife on our honeymoon.
Oh.
Hey,
So,
Oh, you're
visited the
Italian?
motherland.
Name every pasta.
Fettuccine, rigatoni, penne,
Ratatouille.
ginger.
hey, that's my joke. Isn't it?
know.
I said that to an Italian guy. He was like, "You're Italian, name every." Because he was like, "Hey, you're a rapper. Rap a little something." I was like, "Get out of here."
Listen, never test my Italianness. I bleed marinara and sweat olive oil.
All right, hang up.
You should see, hey, you
Yeah,
should
before
see a
you-
doctor.
No more food analogies.
I bleed. Is that a thing? Is that a thing Italians say?
No, I just said it at work one day to make a kid laugh because he was trying to punch me. And
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
Like, I bleed the marinara and I sweat. Can I do that?
I think so.
Actually, I'm a little offended.
What?
PD's executive producer of the show, and he's like, no.
No, I'm not. I was thinking of a bit. I was trying to remember who it was from. They're like the only people you can be racist towards are like different types of white people.
That's Segura.
Oh, Segura.
Man. Hey, Matt, this has been a pleasure, man. And we
Anytime,
we even got a praise report out of it, too.
Yeah.
got a lot to be thankful for. Can't complain.
Thanks
Hey.
so much for accepting this phone call, even though it was a hectic situation for you.
Yeah.
That's okay. My life's a hectic situation. You kind
Sounds
of
like
learn to
it.
go with it.
You dealt with a kid prison riot, so you've had plenty of hectic situations.
Kid prison riot. That sounds like
That sounds like a band.
after
Ezra and Zoe.
after AMC. No, yeah, it sounds like a TV show. After The Walking Dead. Kitty prison riot.
Kitty Prison Riot and Seinfeld Penitentiary.
Did you say it sounds like a band?
Yeah, kid prison riot.
Hey,
Zoe
guys,
and Ezra.
Hey guys, dibs.
Yeah.
A dibs.
Yeah. Was that a punk band? Ezra's like, I threw the ball and she went outside and I shut the door.
She looked at me, I laughed and pointed.
Put something on my head. That's a hat.
That's a hat. Anything can be a hat. Hey, so how about I really like the idea of anything can be a hat. I Googled it. Already a thing. There's like a silly song. There's a book. I was like, man, I could be a whole thing. I could be a kid's author.
Man.
Yeah, VeggieTales. I could go from VeggieTales guy to kid children's book author.
Hey.
Shama.
Anything can be a coat. You just gotta switch it up.
This bed sheet. No. Guys, I'm sorry. Listen. That was a bad joke. That was a KKK joke, but I didn't. I should have said the coat in the hood, but too late.
Hey,
I didn't explain it. I didn't do too much.
It's all good in the hood.
Huh?
It's another KKK joke.
I feel really bad now, man.
Yeah.
My joke bombed. I know now. I know how Chase feels.
Sorry, Matt.
Ow!
Ooh.
Ow! Ah! Yeah!
So,
Hey,
dude,
hang up on
we've,
Matt.
We've been on the phone with Matt for 22 minutes.
What the heck? Hey, Matt. Hey, we'll see you, man. We're not cutting any of this out, by the way.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys said it's okay to be racist or be racist.
Whoa.
towards other white people.
Okay,
other
yes.
types of
Yeah.
Yeah, Summer, you can't do that. Only we can do that.
Oh, you. My bad. Can I at least from the sidelines, give hey, hit him with.
Suggestion? You're ghostwriting racist jokes?
Dude,
Hey, ask him. I'm like, ask him to name every pasta. Do it. I can't do it. Ask him. Do it.
I love calling myself a cracker to black people. It's so like one of my friends had some food and I was like, "You got any left over for a cracker?"
I love. There's the thing. I don't know. I have to be careful because I'm trying to be polite. But do you know Leonardo DiCaprio looking at a TV, pointing and
Yeah.
My favorite is I love it when a big person goes, "Hey, I'm a big guy." I don't know why. I'm just like, hey, and I'm not a little guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big. It's just like he said.
Hey, I'm no Peter Dinklage. All right.
It's like I know I can't say that. But he said it.
This reminded me of a time at work where a little he's probably like 8 or 9 year old kid of much darker complexion than mine was mad at me and called me the N-word with a hard R, and I just kind of looked at him. I looked at him and I was like, "Buddy, I think you're really confused."
You're like,
I've gotten called that too, and I'm just like, I don't know how to respond.
Because I can't. How do I explain that to that kid? Like, hold on, let me go find someone else who can explain this to you better.
You're like, hey, yeah, how do you? You're like, well,
We're not the same, you and I.
I was like, okay. It's like, all right.
I tried to get real serious, and like I got down on a knee to get on their level. I was like, buddy, that's a really awful word. It means really bad things. Especially like for you have darker skin than me. For people like you, it means really mean things. That's not okay. And the kid just looked at me like, huh, and he called me it again. And he ran off.
He doubled down.
He doubled down.
So you had to put a hand on his shoulder and be like, hey, that's your word.
Hey, hey, at least it wasn't a white kid doing this.
What did you say? Say your. Do you got something left? Say it.
Got any left over for a cracker?
Hey, Matt, we got our producers blasting the notification. Hey, Matt, this has been a pleasure, man. Please, God bless you and your family. Hold down Ohio for us.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say that to anybody.
Hold it down in Ohio.
Hold it down.
Doing our best, man.
You a Browns fan?
No, I grew up in New Jersey. I'm a Jets fan, unfortunately.
Okay.
Rip.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, we're going to talk to you, brother. You take care.
Sounds good. Take it easy, guys.
Hey, you too, man. Good whatever time of day it is in Ohio.
I cut him off.
That's fine. Yeah, we didn't need to talk to him. I'm just kidding.
We're at about an hour and a half.
Hey, let's do praise reports. Hey, let's check in with Chase.
Oh man, this is gonna be the longest episode ever.
Nah, we've done longer.
Have we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 2 hours.
I recently watched the movie Chaplin. It's starring Robert Downey Jr. It's the biopic about Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of super interesting stuff about Charlie Chaplin.
When did it come out?
1993.
It stars Robert Downey
Jr. as Charlie Chaplin. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it's a fantastic movie. I learned so much. One of the things I learned, Charlie Chaplin's a pedophile.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, like diagnosed.
Like,
Like
oh,
so
in that case.
he got married 4 times. The first time he got married, he was like 23, and he married a 16-year-old girl. And I was like, I'm watching, because also he's like the protagonist of the movie, and so you're like rooting for him, and then that happens, and I'm like, well, maybe it was 1910.
Yeah.
Maybe times were different.
Yeah.
So they get divorced, and then he gets a second wife, and he's in his 30s now, and she's also 16. Very problematic. He would probably be canceled.
Dude, so what is it about that small mustache that makes people...
That's fake. It's a fake mustache.
Yeah. What?
It was?
Yeah, it's a fake mustache. You should watch the movie, though. It's a fantastic movie. He gets married a 3rd time to an 18-year-old girl, so progress. But he's also... Now he's in his 40s. And she has this funny little joke that she does where she's like... He walks up and he's like, can I buy you a drink? And she's like, aren't I a bit old for your taste? And I was like, yeesh. He gets married a 4th time when he's in his 50s. And he marries an 18-year-old girl again. And then they were together for like decades.
No, he's supposed to jump up to 20.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or go back down to 16. But anyway, and then they had like 8 kids. And they were married until he died in the 70s. And he was like 90-something years old. But the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, they got to bring this up. Like, they can't just be like, and that's that. So at the end, he's like, it's old man Charlie Chaplin, played by Robert Downey Jr., and he's talking to the editor of his autobiography. And the editor goes, your mother was put in an insane asylum because she was diagnosed insane. Your grandmother was put into an insane asylum because she was diagnosed insane. Do you think that the reason you dated all these young women is because you might have some mental problems? And like it pans over to him, and I'm expecting him to give this like heartfelt moment that kind of redeem himself a little bit, so that way we can leave the movie rooting for him still. And he just goes, no. And then the movie ended.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's what I learned about Charlie Chaplin.
And Robert Downey Jr. wanted to do this?
It's very weird. Because, I mean, he didn't shake hands with a Nazi.
Well, I mean, he did blackface, so...
Did he?
Charlie Chaplin?
No, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, yeah. I'll keep my opinions off air for that one.
Easy cracker. Yeah. All right, that's all I got.
Hey, PD, what's your praise report, dog?
Oh, man. My praise report is that I inherited a bike.
Who
From
died?
who?
My father, he bought a new one. He's like, "You want my old one?" I was like, "Sure."
Is
so.
that you're using the term inheritance?
Way wrong.
Inherit-
It sounds cooler though. I
Well-
inherited a bike.
Well, I mean, inheriting kind of implies that somebody is no longer here.
Yeah, but if I I can just say things wrong and it's okay because I do it confidently.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah. Did you see my dad? Yeah, I inherited a bike. I inherited it. That's cool. So you get a new bike, you get new wheels.
Yeah, new
Dude.
wheels.
I bought a bike a few months ago. Grace was like, "Don't buy the bike. Don't buy the bike." I'm like, "I'm getting the bike." It was a little pricey. I wheeled it into my office and I have not ridden it. And it's in the background of my Zoom calls. And yeah, I'm not proud, but I really need to get out. For the record, I have 2 kids, so I need to get out.
You gotta strap them to the bike.
Sure. Hold on to the wheels. What's my praise report, man? Yeah, I'm just gonna say just creating, man. Getting to create with you guys. I feel like I've been very busy the past couple of months and weeks, but every single week I get to, edit a podcast and edit videos that I like and that I'm proud of, and so it's really cool. I never thought I'd be creating, full time for, people and organizations and stuff. So
And we always have fun when we do this.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't have that experience.
Right. You end up kind of so this is like this year has been a like a career high. It's been a big wave.
Yeah, it's been a watermelon sugar high.
And sugar.
We've been surfing the wave. That's all I was gonna say. I don't know what the watermelon sugar. I don't know where to take that reference. Okay. I'm sorry.
Should we
Hey,
list Matt
this
Malanga
is a great.
as
Should
the
we-
guest because he was on the phone for like almost half an hour?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, we should. Starring Matt Malanga,
Yeah.
Melania.
Melania.
Well,
Hey, this has been a great
Like
episode.
lasagna.
yeah. Sasha Malia.
Sasha and Malia and Melania. Hey, we'll catch up with you guys next week. All right.
Yeah.
This has been great. Thank you.
This has been this about that.
And that's been that about this, and this about that. And
Can you tell we write? Can you tell we're writers?
Yeah, I might be a Twitch streamer.
yeah.
Rest in peace.
Well, that was that
It was
about
nice.
this,
It was nice knowing you.
and this about that, and what's the therefore?
It's there for a reason. What's the there for? I ran that so many times that finally I was like, oh, I gotta say there and for got married. I feel like old pastors are always making up weird analogies like that. Like, look at the birds. They populate. And you're like, all right, man, come on.
I only pitched one joke and it got cut.
What joke did you pitch?
It's therefore, not there 3, not there 2.
Oh, you know what? Now I'm kind of kicking myself. I feel like you did say that, but I didn't write it down.
That's good.
That's really good. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It'll live here for all the Church Stories fans to appreciate
It's
me.
exclusive.
Dang. You did. Yeah, I gotta write stuff down now. I feel like you and
Yeah.
I throw around so many ideas that I'm always like just writing as fast as I can.
And then they'll
I
just
missed
like
one.
come back to me.
Yeah.
Like 2 months later.
Like you come up. I've come up with more ideas than I've actually like made or put pen to paper, or fingers to phone.
Fingers to phone. Let's end it there. Fingers to phone.
Oh man, Shama stood up. I can cut it.